fellas. LeBron James and the Lakers not only failed to make the playoffs this season, but they didn't even qualify for the play-in tournament. It was only the fourth time King James has missed out on the postseason. LeBron has a little extra time on his hands with such an early start to his offseason. Had a Q&A session with fans over on Twitter last night. They must have loved access to him. A fan asked LeBron, "You 100% plan on playing with Bronny?" Bronny's a junior at Sierra Canyon High School. The King made it clear that's the plan, God willing. Okay, guys, before LeBron were to go play somewhere else with his son, does he need to win another title in L.A. to justify going to the Lakers? You know what, Pat? I'm going to start with you here.
No. His resume speaks for itself. I mean, we can go very deep into it, but no, he does not. His resume is impeccable. Everyone needs to try to follow his lead and try to get over there and play with him.
With all due respect to my little bro, Pat Bev, I would say to you, I don't disagree with you, but it's not consistent with what you said yesterday. You questioned the legitimacy of his title in the bubble. That wasn't J.J. Redick. That wasn't me. That was you. That was LeBron that won that title in the bubble. Mm-hmm. You said the bubble didn't mean much.
I just feel like you didn't get your best. When you talk about a product, if you have a product and your product is in a hotel, and I just feel like you don't have the best product when you're in a bubble. Although it might be even on the guys who's there, but some guys like to do stuff different at the games, vice versa. So if you're not producing the best product and expecting to get the best product while you're in a bubble, I don't think it transitions very well.
Well, JJ, I'll hand it to you, but I'm just going to say this. I'm going to challenge Bev on this. Now, I understand that, Bev, and I understand that because last time I checked, though, that all comes with the level of professional discipline that you're supposed to show. I mean, you're going to be ready. JJ's going to be ready to the best of y'all abilities. Y'all are not going to let outside, distractions prevent you from being the professional that you're supposed to be and go out there and doing your job. So to me, if somebody allowed that to happen, that's on them. I give credit to cats that were in the bubble because those were incredibly strenuous conditions under which everybody had to live, and I think it's incredibly impressive that the Lakers found a way to win it, and I give LeBron so much credit for that. But I will say this to you. Is it possible, Bev? I'm going to get a little personal here. Because, we all heard that the Clippers, which you were a member of at the time, Clippers weren't really too keen on being in the bubble. Y'all didn't really want to be there. Y'all voted to be out of there. Is that in any way influencing your willingness to discredit participation in the bubble? Because since y'all didn't want to be there and a lot of other people didn't want to be there, you saying cats just wanted to get the hell out of there and get home. Is that a possible reason why you said what you said about the bubble championship?
No, I said that from the standpoint of having a best product out there.
Okay.
Some people can leave and go home and see their kids. Unfortunately, I'm in a situation I only see my kids for the summertime. The bubble was in the summertime. I don't get to see my kids. Now, I don't get to see my kids for a year. Is that the best Patrick Beverley production being put out there? I'm in a bubble. I can't see my kids. I don't see my kids. Haven't seen my kids for the whole year. The time I do get to spend with my kids, I have to be in a bubble. Is that the best product that we're putting out for the Clippers, Patrick Beverley to be successful? No.
Okay. Go ahead, JJ.
No, I'm glad Pat brought that up, and I think there were a number of players with circumstances, maybe not exactly similar to that, but that had very difficult decisions to make. I know a number of guys opted out because that was their time with their family, and they chose to do that. On the question about does LeBron need to win another one, I say no on that. So much to me about the choice to go there in 2018 was really about the celebration of his career, what he had done in Cleveland, going back there, getting a championship, taking them to 4 straight finals, and then having an opportunity to move on. And that first year, if you remember, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, a bunch of young guys on that team, it was sort of a test year. Who's going to stick around? And ultimately, they cashed those young players in and a bunch of draft picks in for Anthony Davis. And that worked out. They won a championship. Goal accomplished of going to the Lakers and winning a championship and getting that 4th ring. They tried it again this year. They tried it again in sort of cashing their big wing players in, Kyle Kuzma, KCP. They didn't bring Caruso back. They brought Westbrook in. That didn't work out. But to me, he doesn't need to win another championship. And I want to touch, I brought this up with Pat yesterday, and I'm not being, controversial here at all, but I think you can go down the line in nearly every season and come up with a reason to give a team an asterisk next to the bubble. I mean, I just off the top of my head in the last 7 years came up with 4 different teams, and that's not even including the bubble championship. So it's very common to do this, but you do need, and a bunch of people have said this, you do need to win a championship, a little bit of luck, a lot of things to go right for you, and a lot of things to not go wrong for you.
JJ, let me get a quick commercial break because we got a game tonight and I need some picks.
Assuring you, I am promising you, I have covered this league for over a quarter century. I know most of these owners. I know the commissioner. I know the league office. I know executives. They are coming. And they are coming because of examples like this. They are coming for pay for play. They are coming to address the absence of players on far too many occasions while their contracts are still guaranteed. They are coming for this. And Kyrie Irving is not the only one I'm calling out. I'm calling out all these players we saw on the court hugging him like you singing Kumbaya to one another, acting like it was perfectly okay for him to miss these games. And guess why it wasn't okay, Molly? Because the players themselves proved it. Because more than 98% of them got vaccinated. I can assure you the number of dudes who didn't want to get vaccinated was considerably less than 98%. There's a whole bunch of dudes that didn't want to get vaccinated, but they knew they had a job to do. And they signed up, and they said, we in this together because we going for it, and we can't leave our brothers in arms hanging. That's what they said. That's how they acted, except when they got in front of Kyrie. If you are an owner, and this brother who is spectacular and box office and what have you is unavailable, and then he comes and he's a part-time player before the New York City mandate was ultimately lifted, and then he became a full-time player. How do you think an owner felt watching the players hug him and, treating him like he's a hero? You're like, oh, that's how y'all doing this? So it's all right for him to miss these games. It's all right for him to miss these games and to still get paid. No, it ain't. They're coming. And so you're Kyrie Irving. Either you were oblivious to that and didn't know it, or worse, you didn't care. Because you said, I don't give a damn what any of y'all want. I'm going to do me. And that's fine, particularly considering this injecting something into your body, a vaccine. It makes perfect sense. But at the end of the day, it doesn't negate the fact that you left a bunch of people hanging. That's what Nike is saying. We expect you to play.
Stephen A., I just want you to elaborate on something. What do you mean when you say the owners are coming? What does that mean?
The collective bargaining negotiations that are coming up within the next couple of years, they're going to address these matters. First of all, before then, don't be surprised at all if the commissioner takes the step that it's in the best interest of the league to have an actual mandate in place. You get vaccinated or you don't play. The owners may sign off on that. The Players Association might give pushback, but they have been supportive of players being vaccinated as well. First of all, expect that. But secondly, and more importantly, in my history, I have been covering collective bargaining negotiations since 1995. I'm telling you what I know. An incident like Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, or James Harden forcing his way out of Houston and then Brooklyn and stuff like that, they usually only need one of those incidences to make sure it's addressed in collective bargaining negotiations. Now you got 3 of them. And because you have 3 of them, they're coming. They are absolutely positively coming. They are unapologetic about it. They are not hiding it. They are not denying it. Nothing. They cannot tolerate when you have